Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Claudia, a 44-year-old wife and mother of two. I'm also a special education teacher. I've been documenting my weight loss journey on the medication semaglutide, and just earlier this year in January, I got off the medication in order to try to maintain my weight, my goal weight, which was 185. I was on a mission to try to find what type of regimen and lifestyle could I do to maintain my goal weight. So I started the 75 soft challenge. If you all have heard of the 75 hard challenge, then this is a softer version. And I even had to make it a little bit softer just for me. I had to change up a couple of things just so I can make it realistic to my own lifestyle. Now, I want to share with you some ups and downs and some things that I learned and some things that I'll do differently if I try it again. Because I do want to try it again, but I want to make sure I'm very committed. So let's get into it. Some of you may be saying, what is the 75 soft challenge? Let me share it with you. Eat well, only drink alcohol on occasions, drink 3 liters of water a day, exercise 45 minutes a day, and you have 1 day of active recovery, and read 10 pages of any book. Now, my version, I added 30 minutes into God's word or prayer or journaling, and I took my exercise to 30 minutes versus 45. Like I said, I had to make it realistic for what I felt I could do every day. And then I also still had the 1 day of active recovery. I said 16 ounces of bottled water like this. I was going to drink 4 of these per day, limit my alcohol consumption, and then I was going to read or use an audio book for 15 minutes a day. I knew that reading and taking that time, I wasn't going to always be successful, but I wanted to throw in that audio book because I can use that when I'm in the car, riding around, being an Uber driver to my kids. So I also put in there, take a picture, which I probably shouldn't have because I don't even think I took a picture. However, that was one thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to at least take one every day, but I think I thought it was in there, but it really wasn't. I chose the 75 soft challenge because I had got off the semaglutide and I wanted to have something in place for me to be able to maintain this weight loss. So I got off the medication January 14th, 2025. And here were my goals doing this challenge. Of course, one was to maintain my weight loss. The other was to get closer to God. That's why I added in that 30 minutes of devotional, 30 minutes of journaling, of prayer every day. Develop a better food regimen. If you all have watched any of my videos, that was my I don't want to say number one, but it was one of my top fears of getting off the medication was gaining the weight back because I was still kind of eating the same. Not really bad, but I knew that I needed a better food regimen. I wanted to grow. I wanted my mindset. I wanted to change the way that I thought about a lot of different things. And so I wanted to have a mindset shift, and that shift was to grow and to prosper. And I wanted to start back my exercise regimen. I have not moved in a long time. And so I wanted to start that and get that mental toughness, like they say for the 75 hard, That was what I wanted to do. That was another goal. The other one was drink more water. I have had water challenges after water challenges, and I still struggle to get down 3 bottles. Sometimes not even 2 a day. And so that was one of my goals that I wanted to do on this challenge. Of course, like I said, why I chose the soft over the hard, because I knew I was not ready for the hard. I was not ready to work out twice a day. One of them had to be outside. I knew that I could not commit to reading every single day. And I barely, like I said, could drink 2 bottles of this. So I knew drinking a gallon of water was not going to work for me. So within the first couple days, I got sick. I got a cold on day 3. And I had inconsistent workout, inconsistent food regimen, or meal prepping was not successful. I gained 6 pounds. I also did not drink a lot of water at all. How the challenge is supposed to go is if you mess up a day, you're supposed to start over. And I knew I was not doing that. I was like, I just want to grow in some, like, let me just grow a little bit. Let me just get some growth in this. I don't want to have to go through every day, something happens, and I got to keep starting over. Which, like day 3, I got a cold. I was barely able to like get up out the bed. And so I took off work for 2 days that week. And I knew like, okay, things like this are going to happen in life. So regardless, I'm going to keep going. I wasn't going to start over. My workout was not consistent. My food regimen was not consistent. And here's the thing, and I know y'all have seen some of my food items that I've had, is I don't cook that bad. However, I've learned throughout these last couple months that it's the ingredients in the food that I'm eating. I also did not drink enough water throughout the process. And that was really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. Now, let's talk about these 6 pounds that I gained. So after I got off the medication, I really stopped weighing myself weekly. I had kind of already stopped doing that anyway, but I was at least doing like every other week or something like that, just to make sure, okay, I'm maintaining. Because I don't want to become like watch the scale type person all the time. I want to make sure I have those non-scale wins like throughout this process. So I didn't get on the scale that much at all from January to May, right? So my start date was March 10th, I believe, and I ended May 23rd for my 75 soft challenge. So within that time, I had gained 6 pounds. And I'm like, what is going on? My goal weight was 185. So when I started the challenge, I was at 175. So I knew I had some wiggle room. But by May 4th, I was at 181. It was like 181, 180, and it was like back and forth. So that's 6 pounds. And so that's when I was like, I'm on a mission now, and I have started some things that I'm trying that I hope will help, that I know will help. We're going to just speak it into existence because I think it will help. What did I gain from this challenge? I felt like I have learned to give myself grace. As a mother of 2 and a school teacher, and my kids are very active, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I am very busy. However, I can't continue to make these excuses like I don't have time. So planning and making myself a priority is what I got to do regardless. And so I did take heed to that, but I also wanted to give myself grace in the process. I had some small wins. I did majority of the time do my devotional and my audiobook. I mean, literally, if I didn't, I probably missed maybe 5 of the 75 days. Even though I may not have got 30 minutes in doing my devotional, I was trying to make sure that I did it every day. And that, I mean, the audiobook, that changed the game for me because I'm not a book reader. I've even in school, I wasn't even like, I don't like to read unless I got to. But listening to that audiobook was I'm like, okay, I can see my audiobook people, my Audible. I really enjoyed that. Like that to me, it was a game changer. And that was one of my wins because I was like, okay, I'm going to get back into this audiobook. Would I do the challenge again? Yes, I would. I appreciated this whole process. Like I said, even though I had some struggles, I still gained some things throughout. I think next time I'm going to plan better. I think I just did it like, oh, okay, I can get it done. But I was not prepared. I mean, every weekend or every day that I do my meal prep or my grocery shopping, I need to be able to have everything I need for my meals. Another thing, I got to have a clearer focus. Like, I was really not focused because I felt like I could have put more time in exercising, but I let life get in the way. Y'all know life be life, and that's the saying, right? And it really do. And I think that my energy level was like during that time was low. Like it really was low. I was feeling sluggish a lot. And I think that was all within like this gut health. Like we'll get into that another day, but I just felt like my body was not the same. Like but I still had some meaningful moments, and I am going to do it again. And I'll make sure that I am more focused and better prepared so that I can be more committed the next time I do it. Please let me know if you've done the 75 hard or soft challenge and how did it go, because I really want to know. If you got some tips, please drop them. I did try to make sure I followed some people and checked out their accounts before I started the challenge. And like I said, it seemed like it was going to be okay, but it did not go as planned. However, there were some benefits in it all. However, I did get back on the medication. I didn't even make it through the 75. I didn't even make it through the 75 softer challenge. I got nervous, of course, and I got back on it. But I also got like a couple free bottles from this online provider, and I was like, why not? You know, it's free. I'll go ahead and take it. But I really felt like I didn't meet my goal in wanting to stay off the medication during those 75 days. So May 4th, I believe, I got back on, and within the first month, I wasn't even losing any weight. And I'm like, what is going on? And I realized I was not taking the right dose. However, make sure if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. I'll talk to y'all later.